We got 30 minutes. You guys have played a lot of demos.
Zeke? I would like to, before we get to demos.
Yeah.
I would like to talk about possibly the greatest game of all time. And it's definitely one that I will throw into consideration from here on until I die.
Okay.
Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
Oh, nice.
Game is awesome.
I didn't know you played that.
I played Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance for the first time because I'm, casually making my way through the Metal Gear series, and that was the next one in release order. And that's how I'm playing them, in release order.
Sure.
And it was a complete departure from the other Metal Gear games in gameplay. In everything else, it wasn't strictly Kojima. I know he had a hand in it, but it felt like Hideo Kojima, like the whole time. It was ridiculous. It was hilarious. It was action-packed. It was fucking metal.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of Metal Gear Solid and Devil May Cry baby kind of stuff. Like if Devil May Cry and Metal Gear Solid had a baby, it would be Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. And it was fan-fucking-tastic. There have been Metal Gear games that were pretty good all the way through with really great moments. This one was awesome all the way through, except it was a bit shorter. So as far as putting it in the timeline of Metal Gear games of like favorites, it's hard to place this one because it's not like any of the other ones. There's no stealth. Like you can try, but like don't bother. That's not fun. And they kind of like don't reward you if you do stealth because then you avoid shit. You don't want to avoid shit.
Yeah.
It has the modular fighting of like a Devil May Cry or a Bayonetta, where it's like, all right, you're in the zone. Time to fight monsters or whatever. Time to fight mechs and cyborgs and shit. All right, good job. Here's your score. And they also have like fights you can miss and stuff like that. You have to like, if you want to get them all, you have to like backtrack. And they're like hidden fights and stuff like that. Like you don't have to do them to complete. So they have that aspect to it. One of my favorite aspects, and it's so weird that my probably my two favorite Metal Gear games are not like main character Snake. Like 2 and this one are probably my favorite ones, and they are with this fucking dink, this goddamn fucking dummy douchebag, Jack
or
Raiden, or the lightning. What was it? The lightning god.
Sure.
Was that what it was?
He calls himself a lot of names. It's Jack the Ripper.
God. Yeah, Jack the Ripper. Oh my God. How much fun did I have playing this and listening to him talk and change his speech when he was talking to someone who either was a woman or an enemy, where he wanted to appear badass. You could totally hear his voice change. I'm Snake, or I'm Raiden, the Lord of Lightning, or Mr. Lightning Bolt. That's what it was. Fuck, it was even worse than I was saying. Mr. Lightning Bolt. That's what it was. I'm Mr. Lightning Bolt, and you could hear him totally doing Christian Bale's Batman when he was talking to them. But when he was talking to the doctor, it was like this. Like someone who didn't have to be a badass in front of, and it was all fucking hilarious.
It's all correct.
Oh my God. And okay, every single fight, like every single boss fight in that game, is fucking awesome. There wasn't a bad one in the bunch, and that is rare in any video game, let alone a Metal Gear game. Every single boss fight was a fucking blast. Was a hoot. And the music. God damn, by far, the best music in the game, Snake Eater notwithstanding. Like that one song, notwithstanding, because that's a masterpiece and nothing will surpass that. But, oh my God, the rules of nature, and Nano Machine, we finally got it. We've been saying it for 6 games, and I still hadn't gotten to Nano Machine Sun, and they've been saying it for 6 games in chat, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Finally we get there.
Nanomachine, son.
quite possibly the best, most badassest boss speech, boss fight, just boss design in any Metal Gear game. The fucking senator from my home state of Colorado. Oh,
Yeah.
it's just so good. I just wanted more. That's all it left me with, was wanting more game, because it wasn't that long. Even for me, it was only
Like
11 hours.
Okay, yeah, that sounds about. Were you playing on hardest difficulty by the way?
Nope.
Okay,
I was
'cause,
playing it on
yeah,
Not 11 hours, he wasn't.
yeah, that's why I was about to ask. Cause like, wow, that's really impressive. Cause man,
No.
I like the final boss fight, the Senator Armstrong, from a lore perspective. But dude, on the hardest difficulty, Zeke, that fight,
Yeah.
I've
heard.
I was breaking my fucking controller levels of angry. I was so upset when I fought. I was like, this game's fucking dog shit. It's the worst fucking shitty game ever. I just kept fighting them, getting more and more upset. It was great.
Well, they introduced like a mechanic in a couple, like in one fight previously, that you don't even have to do to beat the boss. Like, people had to tell me, like, all right, when you come to this boss, slow down or you'll beat it and you won't get to the second phase. And I'm like, isn't beating it the object? They're like, no. It's way more fun to do it correctly and see the second phase, because, you know, there's music and lyrics and stuff like that you won't get. And well, there's also, you know, fighting that you won't get if you just beat it real quick without doing it the right way or whatever. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll do that. So I that one took me a couple of tries, but it introduced that mechanic of in the middle of the fight where you have to slice multiple things in one line. And that shit is way harder than it needs to be to get right.
Ninja mechanic.
Yeah. Fuck that. That shit, like in the final fight, if I played it on the hardest difficulty, fucking that part up would piss me off so much.
I was so
because
tilted.
It's not like it is skill based, but it's a completely different skill thing that you've been, you know, used to the whole game. It's like, stop. Now throw a dart in the fucking bullseye, and you're like, no, wait, no, I just want to fast combos and mash and kill. They're like, no, you have to do this. And I'm like, fuck. And I was so bad at it. Can't imagine what it's like on the harder difficulties.
Oh God. Co, you played this. You played this when you did a Metal Gear like playthrough, right?
Somebody asked if I played this, and I did a fine playlist for it, and just wanted to see like what era I was in when I played it. It was a while ago. I mean, it was.
Can you roll that clip back just like 20 seconds?
Okay.
I remember playing this game, and I remember loving this game. I thought it was phenomenal, but it was a while ago.
Yeah.
I didn't notice this, but in the game, like when one of the things in the game, this right here.
I don't know what you're looking at.
When you're trying to slice that red square, I noticed that like when I pressed the button, time like went forward a little bit, so I would miss those slices. So I'm gonna say this. Oh my God! It moves the line of the slice.
It moves as you slice, like as you're holding the sword at different places.
So it wasn't okay, because I could swear that it wasn't exactly right through my entire, like, usually if you just slice right after, because if you beat up an enemy enough, you can enter this blade mode. And in blade mode, you can, if you slice at slice the red square, you pull out their spine. People called it Gatorade, like the blue Gatorade, and like crush it and then get like energy juice from it.
Yeah.
But you have to slice it exactly on the red square. And if you don't slice it right away, a lot of times you have to like stop and aim it, and it would jump. And I just watched that clip and I saw it, like it was right on the red square. And then when I sliced it, went whoop, it moved it. Fuck.
Yeah.
I wasn't crazy. Fuck's sake. Thank you for showing that to me, because the whole time
That was
I was
the
like,
whole plan.
I am slicing right on that thing.
Well, I'm glad you got there. I'm glad you figured it out. Yeah.
Thank you.
Y'all got there
That
together.
crushed my mind, because I was like, I swear to God, something is wrong with this.
Yeah. It's a hell of a game. I'm glad. So what else do you have then in the Metal Gear world? 5?
I have, Phantom Pain is, I think next up in release order, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that makes sense. Yeah. God, that's a long, I mean, we've talked about that before.
Good luck.
50,
Yep, good luck.
50 to 100-hour game, really.
Well, that's the thing. And it counts for this, for every single game that I will ever play on my channel. When I stop having fun, I stop playing the game. I will never ever promise that I'll finish a game.
Amazing.
Because if Metal Gear 5 becomes a slog or I start hating it, I will stop playing it. I will try it, but
it's got the best gameplay.
yeah, that's what I've heard. Best gameplay, longest game, spots of madness, but not anything to like similar to what 1, 2, or 3 or this game had. And that is really disheartening to me, and it kind of like makes me a little apprehensive to play it.
Yeah. Oh, actually, you would go Ground Zeroes.
Ground Zeroes. Yeah. Ground Zeroes is the prologue, right?
Yeah. I think you'll actually like Ground Zeroes because it's 5, but short, but 10, 15 hours.
Yeah.
Something like that. So it's good. I forgot you played as this dumb fucking thing.
Oh yeah, you play as the little hand bot?
Yeah, the dumb little hand bot.
Fucking little did I know that during the hand bot section, there's shit only he can get, like collectibles only he can get, or it can get. And I can't, when you go back to being Raiden, I saw this little thing in this little corner. I'm like, I can't get that. You motherfuckers. How dare you?
That's how they get you. That's how the replays begin. Cool. That's Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.